go get them again.
Welcome back to the POWDERY channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Narciso Rodriguez, and this one called, from the Narciso signature line, this one called Narciso Poudrée. Now this line is very interesting. It's more on the feminine aisle of things, even though I don't have any preference in regards to fragrances or feminines or masculines. But I'm really looking forward to delving into, let's say, the feminine aisle of Narciso Rodriguez, because I haven't. I'm a big fan of the brand. I feel like it's, and again, I don't want to put stigmas of designer versus niche, but it really is really an avant-garde fragrance brand that obviously builds their resume on musks. And this one has it. The men counterparts are absolutely amazing. The Eau de Toilette, Narciso Rodriguez for him, is, you know, I hardly say this, but I almost have to say this is a classic, a masterpiece in a way. It really drives you and gives you an imagery, and the musks in there are absolutely outstanding. It's not something you would come to expect from a designer release. And that's where you go, like, I know those stigmas of designer niche, but I know a lot of my audience kind of know when I say niche quality, what do I mean by that? I don't mean a $50 niche fragrance, and I don't mean price tag. I mean, only a certain amount of people, and this is what niche description is, only a certain amount of people will like it. It is avant-garde. It is not built like the others. And a lot of the designer fragrances, the Paco Rabanne's, the Jean Paul Gaultier's, the YSL's and Dior and even Chanel, they're in this, and I'm talking about just their men's line, not their higher echelon lines. It's just very much a, let's just be like each other and let's see, you know, what's popular. We're going to piggyback off that. Narciso Rodriguez is one of those brands, and I really appreciate these kind of brands, like this brand. And I'm trying to think about another brand, like Cartier beats their own drum as well. And there's probably a few other brands here. Lalique does their own thing. And they have like their brand identity, like almost like Kenzo has their brand identity. These are brands that I can gravitate towards. And they're designer brands that I really appreciate. And there's nothing wrong with a Le Male or a 1 Million, but it just goes to show you that a brand like this really has their identity and they stick to it. They don't succumb to, oh, right, Le Male Elixir is popular now, let's make our own version. And this is what I really like about this brand, is that they have their identity and they build upon it. So I'm looking forward to this one. Obviously, poudré means powder in French. So this will obviously, I'm assuming, going to be a powdery one. There is a little bit of a blurb here. Yeah, le corps de musc, signature de Narciso. So they even say it's a signature of Narciso. S'enveloppe des pétales de jasmine. So jasmine's in here. Du cèdre et du vetiver. So again, some woody aspects of cedar vetiver pour créer un parfum addictif. Yeah, so they got the French in there, and you got a little bit of French out of me here. You know, all the people that think that I'm not French, shots fired. So this one has this peach, almost, what do I call it? And again, I'm trying to get thinking like a woman here. This is a nude color, right? Am I right with the makeup? I'm thinking like a peachy, almost skin-colored look to it. Yeah, so let's delve into it. And again, I got a couple female fragrances, and I know some of my subscribers may not, and I mean female-based, as I have a Burberry, a Gucci, that I have to tackle in the future here because it's part of this Frag Flex haul here that I'm going to be decanting. Might as well do reviews on them. So I'm kind of building my Rolodex on my channel of feminine fragrances. And I do this because I feel like a lot of it could be unisex. So if you aren't subscribed yet, and that's a great tale, right? If you're, you know, looking into some of these brands, my channel will be catering to a lot of different variety of things. So subscribe, hit it, smash the like button. I really appreciate that, much appreciated. It just takes a couple seconds of your time to help me out with my efforts with these videos. Now moving on, and let's get into it. Let's look at the note breakdown of this one. And as you can see, the signature musk is there. It's right in the smack dab of the mid here. It's called a powdery musk, which hence the name. We got vetiver and cedar, which was in the brief here. Jasmine, which was also in the brief, but they also have rose here listed on Fragrantica. So we'll see what we get out of that. It was released back in 2016, so it has some years behind it. Don't know if this is discontinued. And again, these unboxings, and I'm letting you know, some people say, well, just do your research, Google it. No, it's an unboxing. No research needed. I do a fragrance review. You know, I don't unbox, do a first impression, and call it a review on my channel like other people on YouTube. They call it a review and they just wore it once, twice, 3 times. Bottle's full. This is unboxing. This means little research from what I know here. I know from the brand. I know a lot from Narciso Rodriguez, but I don't know much on their femme aisle. This bottle from here looks absolutely gorgeous. Wow, beautiful. And it really gives me that skin tone kind of nude look to the fragrance, peachy kind of look, and it exudes class. It looks great. It's just like the men's counterparts. Just simple, elegant, and most of their scents, that's where it is. Even though their musks in the men aisle are more moody. They're moody fragrances, and they use florals and musks really, really well. I love the attention to detail. Look at that. The atomizer is the same color. Like, this is a rare atomizer. You have to pay a little extra to get the atomizers painted that way. You know, you could go with the original silver look or something like that, and I'm sure it would be cheaper, maybe just a black one, which would probably be more available. But this kind of look, right? A little more attention to detail, a little more money spent, and I like that. The nose is Aurélien Guichard, All-Star Perfumier. Great resume. Let's get into it. Let's smell Narciso Poudrée. Very good atomizer. And not one of the best in the game, but nothing to sneeze at. So let's delve into it. I'll put it on strip first, and then I'll put it on skin. But let's smell Narciso Poudrée. Ooh, yeah. Quality. And again, first sniff. You know, there's a lot of these designer fragrances. You can tell it's not quality. Even niche brands, right? It's not quality. You can tell from first sniff, first 5 seconds on a strip. So it has on the strip like a cool powdery aspect. A little color, and again we could go peachy. A little bit of sweetness in here. A little bit of fruity sweetness. So it could be from that rose. Rose can give off like a kind of like a strawberry hue, but it's definitely not red. It's not pink. It's very much this color. It really has that. I'm beige. I'm not really, you know, when I'm talking about color and sweetness, there's just enough color to give it a little bit. So this is not a white fragrance. And powdery fragrances can come into mind and think white as a color. And I like to associate colors with fragrances sometimes, especially artsy ones like this. This smells artsy, guys. It's got that white floral. That jasmine's coming through. So if you don't like jasmine, maybe not. This is good. This is very solid. And let's put it on skin. We're just gonna do 3 sprays here, and that's about it. Oh yeah. This is gorgeous. Not as, it's powdery, don't get me wrong, but not as powdery as the name suggests. But, okay. There's a solid rose in here. The rose note's very solid, but it's very, I'd say, kind of minor in the whole theme of things. A little bit of that white floral jasmine coming through. The powdery aspect is a neat trick here. And maybe this whole nude idea is making me think makeup. It's making me think like a dense, powdery, compact kind of powder. And straight up kind of cosmetic wise. Not a, you know, baby powder kind of set profile. No. It has color, it has density, it's compact, and it's weird. Like, I'm trying to, you know, I'm thinking about shapes and things, and it's kind of weird that I'm describing a smell like that, but it smells like that. And again, that goes through my my history, and your nose will decipher things differently throughout your life journey. And for me, it just kind of reminds me of a makeup bag, but like a dense powder that was constructed for someone, you know, a woman to put it on her face. And the powderiness, and they're talking musk, but you know, there's a floral missing in here, and I think it's heliotrope. Heliotrope goes hella. I always make a joke that heliotrope always goes hella powdery on me, and it has that heliotrope feel. It has that feel to me. And there's some white musks in here. So yeah, it almost kind of pulls into the iris buttery makeup vibe. It does smell like makeup. And my imagery is going straight to a woman that is, you know, cleaned up, ready for something that is really high-end, extravagant. She's wearing a nude dress on, this color, with the, you know, the pumps, same color, same color. Manicured nails, perfect. Red lips, pearls around her neck. That is the imagery here, like high class, not too much colors, but, and then you got that makeup bag, and it's cosmetic, it's talky, it's a little sweet, it's creamy, and that's where I correlate iris kind of going into that factor. There's no iris in here, but it feels that, and people can correlate iris. When you hear a fragrance reviewer like I do, a high-end iris, you know what I'm talking about, and it has that talky cosmetic feel to it. And again, some people don't like that portion of iris. I would stay away from this, honestly. There's a little woody aspect, and there's cedar and vetiver in here, which I'm assuming will have maybe more of a presence in the back end, maybe not. It's opulent floral of jasmine, rose, smooth musks. And again, it doesn't smell like, when people look at powder, they always, well, at least for me, it correlates to baby powder. And this does not do that. Pressed powder, makeup, think of that same color. I'm just thinking of that color. Simple, elegant, well done, as per Narciso Rodriguez does. They are a brand that, I'm not saying they hit home runs all the time, but I feel like every single Narciso that I've smelt is well balanced, well done. Dare I say, I wouldn't say classy, but it gives you a mood. It gives you, like me, I already have this imagery with this scent. Now, I just spent like a couple minutes with it, but I'm already thinking about the nude dress with the, you know, the high heels, the pearls. I'm already getting an imagery out of this fragrance. It's not just a fragrance. It has a story to tell, and it would pair well with the exact imagery I'm given. This would be the perfect scent for that. Perfect scent. Elegant, simple, well done. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. This is a really good release. And it makes me want to discover more of the Narciso Rodriguez line. They have released, like I talked about the early ones, like the Eau de Toilette in the men's aisle, right? For him, I have like, I think the Musk edition one. I got the EDP version of it. And then I kind of went away, like I think they went like blue on the men's aisle, like blue something something. I really want to rediscover this brand. This is like kind of my reminder of going to check out Rodriguez again. Again, this one, classy, well done. You can find this at fragflex.com, just like me. You can use my code TFG10. You get 10% off on any purchase site-wide, so it doesn't have to be this. But and at discounters, Narciso Rodriguez isn't really an expensive brand. It really goes into that, unfortunately, well, fortunately for us, unfortunately for the brand, you know, Jean-Paul Gaultier's and Paco Rabanne's kind of stay in the high-end price point, where these guys kind of go down a notch. They go to the old school, and here I'm going Canadian here. You could find Narciso Rodriguez fragrances for like 50, 60, 70, $80 Canadian, where Jean-Paul Gaultier's won't hit that threshold. These will, and it's very surprising. Well, not surprising, because it's quality. This is really, really good. So go check out Fragflex if you wish to do so. Obviously, I'm not pointing a gun to your head. But beautiful bottle. And exactly like this look is exactly what the fragrance smells like. It smells like compact makeup powder. And I don't know what it is, blush or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but it's exactly that. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly. Again, you can disagree with me, agree with me. I'm not looking for cosigns. The disagreements, fine. And again, my experience with women fragrances, and I'm saying that lightly. Can a man wear this? 100%. Again, you gotta like powdery fragrances. You almost kind of like, and I think irises are the perfect. If you like these iris fragrances that don't have too much masculine back end to them, you'd be okay with wearing this. And that's where I'm at. Like, I could wear this, I could pull this off, but it would really work well with a woman, high class kind of look. Simple, elegant, well done. And as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your fragrance wisely. This one's a good one. Have a good one, YouTube.